welcome to another video. This is probably going to be our sickest video yet. It's probably going to be a two-part video because of how long we're going out. It is Saturday right now, about 5 p.m. We are about to head out to Pulley Ridge, between 140 and 185 miles out in the Gulf. And we are planning on coming back no sooner than Monday morning. So this is a 36-hour trip. We're back on the 43 Freeman. We got some boys that came down from Tampa, and they just want to get out there and see some species that they don't see too often. I talked to them. They said they're not trying to do a huge meat haul and limit out on everything. More, variety and size, which I'm all for. I hate just going for limits. So I think this is gonna be a great trip. The weather should be glass the whole time. And yeah, doesn't get better than that. Making a quick stop on the way out. Normally you guys see me pulling up the pinfish traps that I set the day before, but since we're fishing deeper water on this trip, we don't need as much live bait because we're gonna be so deep that most of those baits won't even make it to the bottom alive. So we just want like a dozen, maybe 2 dozen baits, so that when we make a quick stop in the 200 to 300 foot range, we got some good live baits to drop, and then we're out of here. And that's what we're looking for there. We speaking for a few minutes. Wasn't going real great. Only getting really one at a time, but we got like 10 or so. That's all I wanted, just to have in case the fish in the 200 foot stuff weren't eating the dead bait. So now we're gonna make a run out, get into about 200 feet of water, try to get a couple big red snappers before it gets dark, and then we'll make our way out to Pulley. Probably stop on some wrecks, see if we can get some stuff before the moon comes up, and then once it does, we'll probably start sword fishing. So we just got out here, about 100 miles. Gonna check out our first spot. We're just gonna do a couple drops, try to put a big red snapper or 2 in the boat before we head out to Pulley. Weather is absolutely perfect right now. It's slick, calm, the moon is up, sunset, they're gonna be chewing. We dropped a couple of those pinfish down, and it was pretty much instant bite. Probably gonna be a couple big red snappers. Alrighty, there we go. First fish of the trip, right at sunset here. Big old red snapper. Quick little drop, bite's kind of slow. They're really dialed in on the live baits. So we're gonna keep pushing out the Pulley. We did a couple drops in some shallower stuff, picked up a few fish, but now we're heading out to what you could consider Pulley Ridge. Once we get past that 300 foot mark, that's typically when we'll switch from hand crank to the electric. But since it's so calm out here on this trip, current's gonna be real light, so we are gonna try a few drops on the stand-up tackle in this 350 to 450 foot range. These spots are wrecks that we're hitting right now, so what that means is that they have a lot of predators, whether it be big amberjacks, barracudas, and of course sharks. It's kind of 50-50 if they mess with you or not. If they're not really that active, you can pull a lot of fish out of these spots, but if they're fired up, it's not very productive. Typically, right away. So we'll do probably a few drops on the stand-up. If we're just getting hammered by the sharks, we'll switch to electric, try to bring them up a whole lot faster. These spots you can find a few different snapper species. Of course, red snapper, vermilion snapper. Typically when people think of vermilions, they think of a little 10 to 12 inch fish, but out here They're up to 6-7 pounds. When you bring them up, you think they're queens at first. Some yellow eyes, and also huge Almaco jacks, which is cool. A lot of people don't know how good Almaco jacks are to eat since they're so similar to amberjacks. And then of course, there are the chances of catching a small Warsaw or a Cubera or something like that if you're dropping the bigger baits. So we will soak a couple big baits, and we'll see what happens. That is the average size of the vermilions that you catch out here. At first glance, you think it's a queen. Not a bad first drop. This is kind of exactly what we were hoping for on this spot. Nice size yellow eyes, giant vermilion snappers. And yeah, we're doing pretty good on variety right now. 2 stops and we already have 4 different species of snapper. Alrighty, another big vermilion. So this fish is having a lot more head shakes. So this could be one of those nice size Almaco jacks that I was talking about, or a red snapper. Or you got 2 fish on the same rig. How about that?
No.
No wonder it was fighting so hard. We got a bonita and a red snapper on one rig. Nice. Now we got some fire bait to drop.
Yeah, dude, that's some good. I feel like I just got out of the gym, man.
We dropped down a piece of that bonita that we just caught on the bent butt, hoping for something a little bit bigger, and it looks like we got something decent on. We'll see what it is. Could be a big red snapper, but it could also be an Almaco or something like that. All right. Another red snapper. We'll take it. Another little smaller red snapper. Box is starting to look pretty good. Very red. So hopefully later on, maybe tonight and tomorrow, we'll put some more color in there. We just ran to our next spot. Now we've crossed into that 400-foot depth. Typically that's where we start using the electrics. So we're gonna drop 1 electric and a couple of the bigger conventionals, see what's going on down there. This wreck is very similar to the other one, but since it's deeper, you're more likely to see a little bit more variety. So, but we won't complain about catching good-sized snappers either. So we'll get our drift going, send down a few baits and see what's down there. All right, so not the target species, but still a great fight, big fish. So just send them in the water head first.
Head first?
Yep.
Bring them both in the boat.
Got 2 huge AJs on these.
God, that's a big AJ.
Hooked something big on this, but it got him in the bottom, so chances are, don't put your thumb on that spool.
Don't.
Because when he's running against you, he'll pop him off like that.
Let him go again?
Yep. It's getting close. Yeah, gain a lot of line when he stops. So this fish had us rocked up for a second. So typically, AJs are a pelagic fish. They don't really stop moving and get into a hole. So there's chances could be something else, but of course the AJs are predominantly what we're hooking here. But that moon is looking awesome right now. So if this isn't something great, we're probably gonna pivot and head out real deep and do some drops in 2,000 feet while we still got a little bit of moon left. You want to give us a little post-game interview here?
I don't know, angry I am. No, we pulled him out of the rock, but he broke off or something got him, one of the 2.
That's what happens. The amberjacks, they'll typically swim, you know, horizontally more than straight up and down. So this fish went straight into the rocks, and then once we got him up, he was digging straight back down. So, I mean, there's a higher likelihood of it being either a grouper or some kind of snapper. In this case, at this spot, in this depth of water, it'd either be a small Warsaw or maybe a Cubera, but we'll never know. So we're gonna push out to deeper water while we still got a little bit of moon left. Try a couple sword drops. Sword fishing is probably the slowest fishing you can do. You're just sitting around waiting for a bite, but we are out here for 2 days, so some people got to get some sleep in. So we'll probably eat a little food, put some baits down, and then start deep dropping in the morning. All right, so we just got out to the sword grounds here, roughly 2,000 feet. Gonna start setting our baits out. We just got a basic squid rig here, and we're gonna drop this down on the Hooker 80. Thankfully, there's a very light current right now, so we're able to get away with just using 1 pound weights. Sometimes when you're sword fishing, you know, you go all the way up to 10 or more, depending on how the current is, but there's none out here right now, so it's gonna make it easy on us. But like I was saying earlier, you know, a lot of people call it sword wishing for a reason. So it's only so much we can do, but they have to find the bait. All right, so what time is it? It's almost 4 a.m. now, so we've had our bait set for a couple hours now. We had one good hit where it just absolutely tore the bait to shreds, but nothing since then. And I think everybody on the boat was sleeping. I was just barely awake, heard the clicker going off, and got tight on them. But unfortunately, it's not really acting like any swordfish I've ever hooked, so it's more than like, no, reel, keep reeling. He's swimming it up, yep. More than likely, it's probably a shark, but you never know. Could be a swordfish so big you don't know it's hooked. So we're gonna keep cranking on them and figure out what it is. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, she just woke up. We got a potential quiche on here. All right, so when we first hooked this fish, we were in about 2,000 feet of water. That was a little bit over an hour ago. Fish, we got it all the way up to the leader, then it took us back down about 1,000 foot, 800 foot, and now we're officially the deepest I've ever been in the Gulf by quite a bit, and we are still not gaining an inch on this fish. So it's something crazy, whatever it is. Back down she goes. All right, so hour and a half in. Unfortunately, it popped off right when we got to the leader, but we can be almost sure that it was a shark just because of the way it cut off. You know, if the hook would have pulled, we brought the hook up, we would have been a lot more upset, but that's a pretty clean cut, so it was probably either a thresher or a mako shark, something like that. But would have still loved to see it, but at least we didn't lose a 500-pound sword. All right, so sun's coming up. We switched gears, started deep dropping, and this is the first fish we got. This is called a bearded bartula. I've only caught one of these. This is a really weird little fish, but they're great eating, and they're pretty rare to catch, so we'll take it. Oh wow, this is a big fish. We were doing a couple drops with just a squid chicken rigs and wasn't very productive, so I decided to drop down the jig on my Dominion, and it didn't even make it to the bottom. And we're in about 800 feet. Got this fish a little bit up the bottom here. We're in 650, and it is dogging me. This is a big, big fish. So we're hoping for a snowy, but you never know what you're gonna get out here. Holy cow. I'm getting dumped. Is it a queen? Oh my God. Oh my God. That is the biggest queen I've ever caught on the jig. Dude, that is like a 25 pounder. Holy shit. That is insane. Let's get this thing in the boat. Perfect gaff shot. Holy crap, dude. Oh my God, I cannot believe it, dude. That is officially the craziest fish I've caught out deep here on a slow pitch jig. This fish is every bit of 25 pounds. Holy cow. All right, we got another good fish coming up here. I believe it's a queen. Oh, there's a shark on him, real. This is gonna be crazy footage. Another giant queen. Holy crap. We gotta get this thing out of the water quick. Got a shark following him. How about that? I told these guys, you know, don't compare your queen snapper to the one that I just caught, because they typically don't get that big, but we just got another one. This is an absolute giant. Here, hop next to me real quick. Hold the tail up. All right, right after that queen, pulled up a little snowy. That's what we initially came here for, but we'll take the jumbo queens over these guys all day. What we got? Oh, I think it's a real nice snowy. Real nice snowy.
Hello, Snowy.
All right, turned around on a brand new spot. First drop, got a nice snowy. Gonna do another drift on it. All right, not a huge one, but nice blue line tile. Adds to our species list. Now there's pretty much nothing we haven't caught so far on this trip. I'm not sure if this is a big eye toro or a true Alfonzino, but I've never caught one of these myself, and this is one of the sickest looking fish we have out here. Holy crap. All right, so we just found a brand new spot, and we caught a couple nice snappers off of it, but we also saw some big marks down deep, so I'm dropping a much bigger bait down on the 80 wide here. We are in the perfect depth for Warsaw. Still haven't got one yet. That's the main bucket list fish. So we're gonna drop this down, see if maybe we can pull one up. A couple minutes after we dropped this, we got thumped, missed another bite, but now we got him on there. Hard to tell what it is yet. Of course, we're hoping it's the one, but you never know. It could just be a shark or something, but fingers crossed. All right, so that fish just had us rocked up for about 3 or 4 minutes there, and we stayed on top of him and kept trying to pull him out. Oh my God, this thing is massive. If it's not a Warsaw, I don't know what else it could even be, but it's gotta be a grouper because it had us in the hole so deep. Let's go! We finally did it. This is the fish that I've wanted my whole life. Yeah! Come on. Yeah! Let's go, baby. Holy, he was on there by a thread.
Look at that, dude.
Look at that. Get in there. Oh my God, dude. He was barely on there. Any more pressure and that thing would have been gone, dude. Look at this fish. Let's go. Holy All right, here he is. This is the fish that I wanted to catch ever since I found out what it was. This is the sickest grouper in the entire world. Found it on a brand new spot, targeted. Yeah, I'm on top of the world right now. This thing.
Gotta be big.
She's down there.
Oh yeah, that'll do it, boys. That is up there with the top 5 biggest yelloweyes I've caught, hooked in the tail with the jig. That's a good 13 pounder right there. All right, so we're just kind of working our way in a little bit shallower now, running around, hitting new spots that we find, like that one we just hit. Very productive. Did 2 drifts on it, caught a few giant yelloweye snappers. So we're gonna work this area for a little bit, see if maybe we could get a kitty, some more big yelloweyes, and then we pretty much caught everything that we could have ever hoped to target. So to finish off the day, I might troll for a little bit and maybe hit a wreck or 2 where there's a chance to get a cubera. I would say that's super far-fetched normally, but the way this day is going, I believe anything could be possible, so we'll see. All right, ran a couple miles to another spot, similar area and depth though, and we're on some more big yelloweyes. All right, this is the biggest yelloweye that we've caught without electric. So this was on the jig and the extreme offshore slow pitch setup. This is the biggest one of the day here. Check this thing out. Look at the freaking belly on this fish. That one has to be 18 pounds all day long. That is insane, dude. As corny as it sounds, we've caught so many insane bottom fish that we're running out of things to do. So we're gonna put out a little wahoo spread for a while. Typically, you're not gonna get them, but the way this day's going, who knows? Cover some ground, troll for a couple hours, chill, maybe make some food, and then we're gonna make our way down south to some wrecks where there could potentially be some cuberas. And right around that sunset bite to when the moon starts rising, we'll start dropping some big baits down, see what happens. All right, obviously it's not a big one, but just goes to show how this day is going. We put our baits out for maybe 45 seconds and we hooked a tuna. So we got another species in the box now. All right, so we just pulled up to a wreck and we are gonna try for cuberas since it is that time of year and we pretty much got nothing left to catch. And we're dropping down the 360 camera and hopefully we can see some of our target species down there, cuberas and blacks. Of course, there's gonna be a lot of predators, you know, AJs and sharks and stuff, but Dom's reeling up right now. We're gonna check the footage and then we're gonna drop some baits on it.
The hook's right in it, that's perfect.
Fortunately, when you're targeting these bigger fish on the wrecks like this, you get a lot of bycatch that you don't really want, but you got to work through it to get the target species. But now we just got more bait. Sun just set, we're pulling up the anchor. I was planning on fishing another wreck all night during the full moon, but these guys got kind of wore out on all the amberjacks and cudas that you have to catch to try to get to a cubera. So I gave them the option, just start heading back now, save us a little time. Otherwise we'd be filleting fish until early tomorrow morning. But we're gonna head back now. We should make it back by probably around midnight, and then we'll give the boat a quick rinse, fillet the fish up, and take care of the rest tomorrow. All right, we're back at the dock now, unloading our catch. Time to get them all cleaned up. We got a ton of variety. I think we got like 8 snapper species. We got big vermilion snappers. We got red snappers. We got blackfin snappers. We got yellowtail snappers. We got big queen snappers. We have mangrove snappers. Did I miss any? And of course, the monster yellow eye snappers. All right, guys, here we are, right around 36 hours later. I think it's like 2 a.m. or something. Haven't slept in like 45 hours, but it was worth it because we had an awesome trip. We caught some crazy fish, as you can see. This is only half of it. They got the other half over there. But yeah, it was a great group. Awesome bite. Caught some fish that we're gonna remember for a long time, so that's what counts. But if you want to do a trip like this is our 36-hour Pulley Ridge trip on the 43 Freeman, and we're doing that out of Rose Marina and Marco Island. If you check out my website, naplesfishingcaptain.com, or you can shoot me a text or a call and get something on the books. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like and subscribe, and there'll be another one next week.